many times you saved on sleep spending this valuable nighttime on studying, projects, work, YouTube videos? Remember how awful you felt the next day? It turns out that this disgusting feeling can be avoided, and in this video, I'll show you how.
Sleep experts do not recommend staying awake the whole night. After all, who want to feel drowsy, irritable, and have problems with concentration the following day? But we also understand that all-nighters sometimes are unavoidable, and under that circumstances, we want to feel great or need to feel great and perform well the following day. But how are we gonna do that? In this video, I want to share with you specific tips what you should do before, during, and after your all-nighters so that you can feel great despite the circumstances. And if you really want to understand how you can be productive against the odds, continue watching this video. But before we'll look at different techniques you're gonna apply in order to feel great after the all-nighters, I wanna concentrate on something that happens if you don't sleep all night and the following day. To make this analysis, I'm gonna use two laws of sleep. The first one, this is the sleep debt. This is the part of sleep homeostasis, most commonly recognized as sleep drive, and circadian rhythm. This is the internal clock, internal body clock. If you stay awake the whole night and day after it, approximately 36 hours, your sleep debt, the amount of sleep that you missed, will be well in excess of 5-hour threshold at which you are more or less functioning properly. Simple math, if you started your all-nighter with a sleep debt of 3 hours and missed your 8 regular hours of sleep that night, your sleep debt would be 11 hours that you should pay back. Your circadian rhythm, this is roughly 24-hour body clock in our body that regulates everything from your energy levels to the hunger hormones. And when your circadian rhythm is running properly, from regular sleep, wake times, and sufficient hours of sleep, you can expect the predictable series of energy peaks and dip throughout the day. Morning sleep inertia, morning peak, afternoon dip, evening peak, evening wind down, melatonin window. Circadian misalignment throws this delicate and predictable pattern of course. It doesn't take 36 hours of staying awake either.
Even a slightly 1 or 2 hour later bedtime and rise time coming from many of us on weekend, right, is enough to indicate social jet lag, a form of circadian misalignment that affects our productivity.
So, what you can do before the all-nighter to stay awake the following day? In the nights leading up to your all-nighter, make it a priority to keep your sleep debt below the 5 hours. For example, you can try to sleep a bit longer the nights before your all-nighter. Take a nap during the afternoon, for example. Now, what you can do during all-nighter to stay awake the following day? The first one, this is bright light exposure.
Scientific evidence shows short periods of medium-intensity light exposure boost alertness levels at night. Meanwhile, high-intensity lighting improves sleep patterns by shifting the internal clock in shift workers. More research also highlights that bright light exposure has the same alerting effect as caffeine when it comes to staying awake. Scientific article recommends task lighting, or light that is focused only on your work area rather than overhead lighting.
This small adjustment avoids eye strain, which make you feel more alert. Type of lighting also matters.
The kind of lighting you work in also matters. For alertness, both red and blue wavelengths will give you a boost, although blue light may disrupt future melatonin production, making it more difficult to fall asleep later and increase cortisol synthesis, a stress hormone. For the best chance at recovery after an all-nighter, try to filter out blue light and work in warmer red light.
And the last thing, your mindful eating habits. Try not to eat, or at least pay close attention to what you're eating during the night time, because eating outside of your regular schedule can also exacerbate your circadian misalignment. So try to avoid sugar and high carbs food. But guys, right now I want to talk with you about my personal experience. I read this information from a scientific article. But to be honest, when I have some project to finish at night, I really want to eat something good, because when my GI tract is working, I just can't sleep. So food actually helps me to stay awake the whole night. Scientific article states that it is bad to eat at night, but it really helps. So it's your personal choice whether you should eat something at night or you shouldn't. The next thing, work with, not against your natural rhythms. Try to prioritize challenging work such as presentation or just hard work during your energy peaks, and relegate mundane tasks like administrative work or your chores to your dips.
Just as your internal clock will cycle through your energy peaks, even if you skipped a night of sleep, your dips can feel even more intense. Plan for these dips, take it easy.
Consider leveraging your circadian rhythms. These shorter cycles refresh between 90 and 120 minutes, and with their own peaks and dips. Use the feeling of dip as a cue that you need to take a break. Take this time in order to have a little walk and just leave your workplace. Practice some deep breathing and things like that. The best way to stay awake the following day after your all-nighter is to take a little nap during your afternoon dip.
Not only will well-timed naps will help you to begin paying back your sleep debt, but sleep research also suggests that a power nap or just 10 minutes can boost your cognitive performance, energy levels, and even memory.
Keep your naps under 90 minutes though. The longer you sleep, the most likely you'll get the sleep inertia. On top of tiredness, you're also battling poor emotional health as you feel more irritable and less empathetic. So, well-timed light exposure, particularly sunlight, can help you boost your mood and wakefulness level.
Research shows that while a cup of coffee or an energy drink does help with overall performance while sleep deprived, it has little to no impact on your own subjective experience of drowsiness or fatigue after a period of extended wakefulness, in this case, staying awake for 40 hours.
That said, caffeine stays in your body for up to 12 hours, thus significantly crucial to cut caffeine intake at the right time to avoid delaying your bedtime and creating even more sleep debt.
Try alternating between standing and sitting as you work the next day. Scientific evidence suggests this small change can help with productivity.
Set up your workspace so that it can look straight ahead or even up rather than down, as we usually do at our desk.
As Stanford neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, PhD, summarizes, when looking down toward the ground, neurons related to calm and sleepiness are activated.
Looking up does the opposite. Configuring your workspace this way takes a little effort, but it's definitely worth it when it comes to our work, productivity, and mind. I will not probably do that right now because I don't have enough money to reconstruct my workplace, but I will definitely do that in the future. I promise. And one more important thing to mention. Don't drive after your all-nighter.
Going 24 hours without sleep means you are cognitively impaired. Even if you feel like you've caught the second wind, driving while sleep deprived puts you and others at significant risk.
So keep that in mind.
After an all-nighter, your number one priority should be to pay back sleep debt if you want to start feeling and functioning at your best as quickly as possible. For instance, if your sleep need is 9 hours and you've accumulated sleep debt of that magnitude, make sure your sleep schedule for the next few nights accounts for your sleep need with enough room to pay down sleep debt. So you may aim for a nightly sleep schedule of 10 hours over the next 9 nights, or use naps to help you pay back your sleep debt more quickly.
Okay guys, that was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that this video will help you to deal with your all-nighters and days after it, because it's our lives and quite frequently we just cannot avoid that all-nighters. If you found something extremely useful in that video, write in the comments down below what you think about it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.